everybody, back with a new episode of Downton Abbey. Last episode, Miss Baxter gets to stay. We heard her story and she just got used and definitely learned her lesson. And I don't think Cora is worried about her because she is letting her stay and giving her that second chance, which I love. Mr. Bates is still kind of on the hook right now. The guy who interviewed him did not seem interested in him as a person of interest, but anybody could get a hold of it. And I mean, he did tell them that there's time that he technically could have been there. He doesn't have an airtight alibi. And I think Anna's starting to wonder, but I hope this just goes away. Thomas may be getting a new job. He was calling about something. I don't know if that was to leave, or I don't know if it was like relationship related. I don't think they did that kind of thing back then, but is he really wanting to leave? I don't know. Mary is just not into Mr. Gillingham or Lord Gillingham as much as she thought she was. Getting to actually spend time with him really kind of showed her that they don't have the chemistry like I knew. And hopefully Mr. Blake is back in play. Edith cannot be around her daughter right now. She's just causing too much problem for Mr. Drew and his wife. So I don't know if she's going to start I don't know what she's going to do or what she can do, but she's going to be sad. But usually Edith's sad because things just don't go her way. Cora and Lord Grantham Robert, they kind of had a tiff about him being jealous of her hanging out with Mr. Bricker, but he can deal with it. And I mean, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. But we did get to see Mary talking with the Dowager, and she was just so upset about this way of Mary expressing her sexuality and interest in Gillingham before marriage. But we got to see a little bit of how the Dowager used to be with that Russian guy, and she maybe is misremembering her time more than she said, because she said, like, no, I don't feel that. We didn't feel that way back then. She sure did. I wonder if we'll see him again. She was very flustered, and that was fun to see. But yeah, let's get back into it.
How's your father doing?
Oh, much better, as it happens. In fact, he's quite well again.
That's good news.
Yes, it is.
He looks rough.
There are holes in their shoes and they've got no money for food.
This is where Tom says it serves them right.
Well, you're correct. I don't approve of how things were managed in Russia. I'm still sorry for people who have to make a new life in a foreign land from scratch.
Honestly, Papa, every time you challenge Tom, you sound much more unreasonable than he is.
How's your old beau managing, Mama? Prince Thingamajig?
He is not my old beau.
When you go through a storm like ours, you give up hope quite early on in the proceedings.
I agree. Hope is a tease designed to prevent us accepting reality.
Don't say that.
I know. You should try it.
Come on.
Mrs. Patmore?
Good afternoon, my lord. My lady.
Aww.
I wish I knew what that was about.
Just wish we could all forget about Mr. Green.
Same.
He asked me to run away with him.
He
But I
did?
didn't go. Lord Grantham gave me a frame by Fabergé with 2 pictures of the children in it. And I saw sense.
Lord Grantham sounds rather more subtle than I'd realised.
I really should go down on one knee. I fear I'd never get up again. My proposal is a romantic one. I state freely and proudly, Isabel, that I've fallen in love with you. And I want to spend what remains of my life in your company.
You were the one who wanted to sell land when Matthew died.
And I was wrong. I didn't see then how many owners would chip away at their land until there was nothing viable left.
Aunt Rosamond's taken me to a dress show.
It's good to know
You're not using the land.
Straight.
Give it to someone else.
What's the matter with you?
Just mind your own business.
What is he doing?
Now, you're sure there's no big evening event?
When it came to it, he was not ridiculous.
She's thinking about it.
Surprised me.
It seems it was this gang that got into a fight with Michael.
I can easily believe it. They're a horrid bunch from the sound of it.
Yes, but we might be close to finding out what happened to him.
Oh, wow. Are we
That's
gonna?
why his office telephoned.
So tell me more about this farmer and his little girl.
How did you know it was a girl?
Well, you must have said.
He looks after the
Careful.
pigs. Oh, yummy.
Hi.
Good heavens, there's Charles Blake. What's he doing here? It's not often you meet the woman you were jilted for.
Oh.
Don't worry. I wouldn't want a man who preferred someone else. You're welcome to him.
You're quite over him then.
Absolutely.
What are you doing tonight?
Nothing?
Then why not have dinner with me?
Don't you have plans?
None that I want to honour. I'll come for you a date.
Nowhere too swanky. I haven't bought the right clothes.
Yeah. Who are you?
They've been playing outside and she's tired.
Does she have to go up right away?
I think so, yes.
Lady.
He didn't wait to be called up. He went to the front to fight. And as for his so-called cowardice, that were like a wound in battle, a wound to his brain. So he didn't know what he was doing. He were a good and decent lad.
Of course he was.
But doesn't that make him a casualty of war, my lord?
I've got a lot on my plate, Mr. Cass.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mosley, but you are...
Yes, I know. I'm the first footman.
So you're happy.
Tell him.
I was never the type to die of a broken heart, you know. I'm sorry if that offends you.
On the contrary, I only hope Tony feels the same.
Ooh, there it is. There it
I
is.
wasn't expecting that.
Who is this woman? An old friend of yours?
She's the wife of an old friend. You'll just see what you can do.
Oh, she's trying to help.
I thought I might stay another night.
What time are you off tomorrow?
He's staying for a couple of days.
Is he? Well, I hope we've got enough here to amuse you.
You're the one who's ill. You went away to be treated, and now you're trying to carry on with the treatment yourself.
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with you, so just leave me alone.
It's not illness.
Robert asked
Thomas,
why we
don't
couldn't stay
do
together for
this.
the look of the thing. I hope you see that we can't.
But Daddy,
This
where
show
are you
better
going
give
to
him a boyfriend.
Your mother will keep up at Brook Street.
I'm only going to marry if I am totally, absolutely in love.
Good.
Of course.
The way it should be.
When I find him, will you promise to be on my side?
I have no right to give advice,
Correct.
let alone orders.
Good. I'm glad Rose is staying.
You must make haste to reach Dieppe.
I think everything about Downton is beautiful.
Mm.
Including its mistress.
You mustn't say such things.
I have to, or I'll burst. What's burst?
I was just saying that being allowed to touch a painting like this will make me burst.
So you sleep with a man because he wants to marry you. But now you change your mind. It's insane.
I'm sorry if
Killing
you
him.
Well, I won't let it happen. I love you and you love me. At least you told me so when we were in Liverpool.
I know.
I refuse to believe that a woman like you, a lady, could give herself to a man without first being certain that he was the one.
So what are you saying?
You don't.
Simply that this is something that we've got to get through, and we will. We will get through this together.
Bro.
The duties of the first footman are shared between a lot of people now, aren't they?
Are they?
Well, they should be. Because I've got the duties of the second footman and third footman and all to deal with.
So you don't feel you need the precedence that the title First Footman confers?
I wasn't
Were
sure.
you doing that to him on purpose?
Where did you get this?
I'm sorry for what you've put yourself through, if what I think is correct.
Don't you pity me?
As long as you're not making her unsettled.
You don't know her name, do you?
Sarah, please.
Of course he does. Daisy. Bring Daisy in and ask her yourself.
I'm sure she's too busy.
I doubt she's too busy to answer a summons from you.
We don't want to embarrass her.
Fetch her. And ask Mrs. Patmore to come up as well.
Very good, my lord.
They are both assuming the worst in each other. They're both a little bit wrong and a little bit right.
I went to deliver a letter to Lord Gillingham in Albany.
Oh, yes.
Then I walked into Piccadilly.
His lordship's lucky to live
You're
there.
being followed, though.
Jimmy heard where he lived and called him a lucky tyke.
He wasn't very lucky in the end, though, was he?
No, he wasn't lucky in the end. Well, I'm sorry if I've made trouble downstairs.
You haven't. Not really.
But I must say this, my lord. Miss Bunting here has opened my eyes to a world of knowledge I knew nothing of. Maybe I'll stay a cook all my life, but I have choices now. Interests, facts at my fingertips, and I never have had any of that if she hadn't come here to teach me.
Yay!
Bravo.
Obviously, the lessons have proved successful. I'm pleased to hear it.
Are you, Lord Grantham?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Oh,
let it
she
go. You've
loves
proved your
the
point.
Have I though?
wiggle
All
that
I've
knife.
proved is that Lord Grantham would like us serfs to stay in our allotted place from cradle to grave.
There is only one thing I would like, and that I would like passionately. It is to see you leave this house and never come back.
Are you still writing that very interesting column?
Yes, Granny.
Oh,
Keep
you
it
must show me
moving.
some of them.
Sometimes I think we've forgotten the Mr. Branson that was down here
Thank
with us,
you.
spouting Kia Hardy between every mouthful. They've made him one of them in a way, but it's not who he really is.
Then it makes me wonder whether Downton is the right place for him.
A question I'm
Mr.
sure he's
Carson,
asked himself
not up to
many
you.
times.
I wouldn't know how to write a letter like that.
She can help.
I can write it for you.
It won't do any good. His lordship says there are rules in place. He wouldn't lie about it.
No, but
You
if
can
you
try.
protest, and then over the years more and more others protest,
Yeah,
and then
that's what it's
change the
about.
blessed rules.
This is your learning, isn't it? We'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, yay! That's how you make change, man.
It's an odd business. Since all this started, they've kept a plainclothes man on watch at Lord Gillingham's set in Albany.
Oh.
Now I'm told Mrs. Bates was seen there loitering outside.
Undercover.
That would be.
She was definitely here on the day of his death, here at Downton.
Oh, God. Yes, she
I
was.
believe so.
Surely you can't think that
Not
it's...
paid to think, Mrs. Hughes.
Oh, my
Just to
God.
record the
She could not go
facts.
down for this.
If you dislike her so much, why are you going to all this trouble?
Careful.
Because I owe it to her. Why?
By the way, Susan has written to Annabel to say
For liking
she's
her man?
furious that you've all taken me in.
I am proof against her tantrums. I would rephrase that if you want to stay neutral. I won't take sides, it's true. But I don't think I could ever be described as neutral.
To me, it's as if you've joined us, and now you're backing away.
He's trying to bridge the world.
We will build. We'll even make money for the estate, but we won't destroy what people love about this place. Do you think that's wrong?
No.
No, it's not wrong.
That's all I'm asking.
Will it be affordable? Okay, so the Miss Bunting and Lord Grantham thing is that it got pretty bad. I got to a boiling point, and she does like to go to him, like they said, but he definitely exploded more than he should have. But I don't think it's wrong that Mary was like, "Are you happy? Like that's what you were going for." I think if she sticks around and is around Tom more, I think him letting her know the good things about them might soften her to them a little bit. Because I believe that Lord Grantham knows Daisy's name. Like, there are a lot of things. He's a lot of things, but he is good to his staff. And, he was also thinking bad about her, that he was disrupting the downstairs. But to hear Daisy say how much she's helped, that was really great. And even Miss Patmore was like, no, I was just in a mood. It has nothing to do with that. She supports Daisy learning from her completely. So I love to see that. And for Daisy to then put this to use to help Miss Patmore is so great. And it may not work, but to be a part of potentially getting some things changed and to get her nephew and people like her nephew some sort of clearance of their name would be nice. Because, she broke that down really well, saying, he wasn't injured physically, but his mind was. And he was volunteering and wanted to help. It just broke him. And that doesn't mean he's a bad person. So I really love that. And I hope that it will help, or at least go towards helping. Mary and Lord Gillingham, he did not take that well. I thought he was going to take it a little bit better. He got a little slut-shamey. I do not think he was expecting her to say that, but the whole trip was to see if this was what she wanted, and it's not. So you got to deal with that, man. I hope she just stops talking to him if he refuses to accept what she said. I liked her having dinner with Mr. Blake. I think now that he knows, he's probably going to start pursuing her again. Hopefully. I like them together. Out of those two at least. Edith, poor Edith. It's seeming like Mr. Gregory? Seems like he might have been killed just in the wrong place, wrong time situation. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in Germany at the time, and it's not looking good. And that on top of not getting to see her daughter, she's just in a bad spot. And I feel bad for her, but what's she going to do? She's it's a sad sack, Edith. They need to let her have a break. I really liked Lord Merton, is that his name? His proposal. It was very romantic. And, they have spent a lot of time together, so I believe it. And she definitely wasn't expecting that level of romanticism, and it's given her pause. I don't know if she'll go through with it, but I wouldn't blame her. I mean, I don't think she has any interest in being a lady and all that comes with that, but he seems really nice. And if she is looking for a companionship, I think he would be a decent choice. And it was fun to see the Dowager trying to help the prince, because I wasn't sure we were going to see them again. And when she went down there to talk to him and find out what has possibly become of the princess, she's trying to find out for him. But it also seemed like she was trying to do it for her for reasons. Maybe she felt bad because he wanted to be with her. She said he wanted to run away with her. Ooh, she almost did it. She thought about it. But she, decided to stay for her kids. But it seems like if it was just down to love, she would have chosen the prince, which is interesting. Thomas, I'm not positive, but it seems like he's chemically castrating himself. Trying to force himself to be not into men. But I don't know how that, puts you on a different life path to, wanting to be with women. It's not. You're just not going to want to be with anybody. But you're also, harming yourself. I hate to see it. And I hope Miss Baxter can help him. She seems very concerned, and he's not wanting to believe that it's concern. He says it's just pity, but she seems like she does want to be there for him in any way that he'll let her. And I just don't know if he's going to do that. It's hard for him to open up. And I hope he stops, because it's awful. No one should have to do that. It's awful that he's even trying. God, just give him a boyfriend. Come on, show. Let him find some sort of happiness. I really want it for him, even though he troubles me so. The Lord Grantham stuff with Mr. Bricker. I hope he learned something out of this. I think Mr. Bricker's landing on pretty thick, and he's got to kind of back off a bit. But he makes Lady Cora happy because he's so sweet to her and asks her opinions and gasses her up. Good for her. If she's not getting that from him, he needs to realize what it is that he's lacking that's making her want to be around him. So maybe something good will come out of it if he realizes. But I think they grew to fall in love with each other, and he's had his dalliance, so maybe this will strengthen them in the end. Not sure. I don't know if Tom is going to continue to see Miss Bunting, but I understand why he wants to. I know, I can just imagine there are people that watch the show that hate her just because how confrontational she is. But she's not wrong. She may be rude, but she's not wrong. And, she's assuming a lot with Lord Grantham, but her philosophy, her idea of the taking down like this class of people who are just by simply existing is keeping lower classes oppressed. You just, it demands inequality. And for her to be against that, loudly so, I don't have a problem with. But it's just coexisting in a way that going after Lord Grantham is not going to fix the issue. So I'm very curious to know if she's going to stick around and what their relationship is going to end up looking like. Poor Mr. Mosley. I don't know why Mr. Carson is so mean to him. He was giving him too much to do. Just because he wants to be first footman doesn't mean you have to overload him like that to prove that he's not worth it or can't handle it, can't hack it. He deserves help. And also, if he's, he's been above this level before, he can certainly be first footman. They just Mr. Mosley's a bit like the Edith of the of the staff. Poor Mr. Mosley, oh my goodness. But yeah, I like this episode. I'm liking this season more than last season. The storylines are better to me, and I'm liking the consistent, gradual, but persistent change that's happening all around. And I like Lord Grantham's idea there at the end, saying no to new housing just because you don't want it near you and looking less than what you like to look at is not cool to me. But if you're willing to then do the work, pay them extra to get the aesthetic that you're going for, but also allow for land to be used to house people, then fine, great, I'm for it. Hopefully it'll be affordable to people, and you can allow this change to happen where you don't have so much of everything. You can let other people have some stuff, some land, some of your wealth, and coexist. It's all about coexisting and giving a little for the common man. And I just like to see the change there, because I'm obviously more where Miss Bunting is and where Tom used to be. So they're having those great revolutions in other countries, and England is more slowly evolving. But I like to see that evolution, and I hope to see it continue more on the show. Like even in the fashion, like Mary at that show with all those dresses, we wouldn't have seen that when the show first started. So it's fun to see the times and how it affects Downton and everyone in it. So yeah, I really like this episode. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon. Oh, before I go, I forgot to talk about the Mr. Bates stuff. Oh my God, I hope they do not implicate Anna. Like, she really shouldn't have gone there, but she didn't know she was being followed. And I just want it to go away. Like, she wants it to go away. It just needs to go away. But I feel like now that they're going to be going after her, if she can't keep it together in the way that she might become emotional about it, because obviously it's an emotional thing for her, if they keep digging, he's going to have to speak up and say something, because she can't go down for it. But I don't want either of them to go down for it. I just want it to go away. That's the one storyline that I wish would just be thrown in the trash, because they don't deserve this worry. Mr. Green is dead, and that's all that needs to be said. So okay, I'm done now. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.